shot a dog just to get a fucking job? The Broforce Squad is doing a broback, not on Michael Vick's career, but on Kingsman, the Secret Service. I'm Matt Geiger, alongside the mad scientist Brian Banner and Jeff Hornacek, grading this movie, of course, on our 5 criteria. First being cast. So Banner, start us off.
First off, great intro. Probably one of our better ones we've had. I'm going to go here because I know you're going to hate it. I love Sam Jackson in this movie. I thought he was so funny.
You mean Sam Jackson? Is that what you mean? Sam Jackson?
Sam Jackson. He knew it was going to be stupid, and he didn't take himself too seriously, and I think that really came out. I thought he did a pretty good job with it.
When's the last time he's taken himself seriously?
I was going to say...
Okay, Jeff, you.
I love Taron Egerton in this as Eggsy. He's awesome. I think this kid has got a bright future ahead of him because he has charisma, he has the look, and the physicality that's going to get him at least in consideration for a lot of blockbuster roles. Colin Firth and Mark Strong are the creme de la creme of British actors. Love to have them in this, along with Sir Michael Caine, who, of course, is a backstabbing cheat. Sophia Boutella. Why do people like Sophia Boutella? She's awful. She's horrible. And I didn't even see The Mummy, and I don't need to. No one out there tell me to go see it. No
one's seen it.
That's my she hasn't even seen it. That's my assessment on the cast.
I'm going to go back to Sam Jackson. What's more annoying than Sam Jackson being in every fucking film? Sam Jackson being in this film with a lisp. Could he have been okay in this without a lisp? Maybe. I guess we'll never know. He just annoyed me to a ton. And what the hell? I mean, we made kind of fun of Roadhouse wearing too much denim, even though Swayze's in it, so you can't really make fun of it. But why is everyone wearing a flat-brimmed hat cocked to the side in London? Is that like the thing to do in London? I guess I've never been there. I know the thing to do is to button every one of your buttons on your shirt. I got that 10 minutes in. But Sam Jackson sucked in this, and I know that he usually looks at his roles very carefully, but I agree with Jeff. The lead was good, and the chick with the legs that could cut you in half sucked too. So the story, as you can tell, I didn't like this movie, but Banner did. So Banner can tell you about the story.
I mean, it's just a classic British spy film that was modernized. That's all it is. I mean, it's a coming-of-age story with Eggsy. I don't know. I liked it. Sue me.
Jeff.
Suck a dick, Geiger.
Here's what I like about this movie. Matthew Vaughn directed it. Huge Matthew Vaughn fan. I loved both Kick-Ass movies. I loved X-Men First Class. I like the story of this a lot. I hadn't read the graphic novel before I saw this movie, but he does an interesting thing here. He combines the tone where it's like dark and gruesome while also like really humorous from Kick-Ass. That to me is kind of like the villain in this movie. There's weird scenes with like the McDonald's and Colin Firth, and like even like he's killing everyone, but he has a sense of humor about it. That was interesting to me. But then the Kingsman side of it feels like X-Men First Class a lot of times. The origin of this academy and like raising people to do the right thing. And he combined them, and the two tones worked for me in a really weird way, and only something Matthew Vaughn could pull off. I like the story to this a lot. Geiger?
Okay, this is where I'm drawing the line.
Hold on, I'm going to be Geiger real quick. Oh, Matt Geiger, and they're British, so I don't like it. Ho, 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 ho.
You know what? If some black people don't like white people, I can not like the British because I'm like an eighth Native American. So that's fine for me to say. So take everything I say with a grain of salt because I hate James Bond movies. If you like them, you'll probably like this movie. If you don't, you're going to hate this movie because it basically is a James Bond film. It has the stupid-ass villains like James Bond where a girl with weird legs can cut you in half. It's got the weird villain with a lisp that you don't think's really a badass and wouldn't harm a fly. And then it's got the guys who are extremely badass for some reason but are drinking tea after they kill somebody and talking about, the cricket game last week. I don't know. I just don't like it. It's just not for me. Best scene, I'll take it from... There's actually some good scenes in this movie.
There's a great scene in this movie.
Fantastic.
I'll leave the church scene to you guys. This is a scene I love because I've never, ever seen this done before. Whenever 5 people jump out of a plane and one person's parachute doesn't work and you have to wait till about 100 feet down and land on a circle. I've never seen that done.
Enough with the Point Break.
Point Break's never done it. The third Batman never did a plane scene. It was so, what's the word, creative, imaginative. I loved it. I've never seen it before, and it it was well done. And if I've never seen it before, this is probably the best thing ever. Jeff, best
I'm
scene.
glad you didn't take this review seriously in the slightest and just use it to plug Point Break and your hate for the British. Banner, I'll leave the church scene to you, but I will say this. If you've ever been to church in real life, this is not the craziest shit I've ever seen at church in this movie.
Not in the South, not in Kentucky, no.
Definitely not. My favorite scene is when Eggsy goes back to the pub and beats the shit out of all the deadbeats who've been fucking with his mom and his sister. The redemption there, you feel it, and it's just one of those moments when you're watching it where you're like, yeah, get him, which is always fun in a movie because it means you care about the character and his through line enough to root for him in the end.
Banner.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to go with the church scene because it's a good fucking scene, Geiger.
It is a good scene. I'll admit that it was a good scene.
Just visually and the way that it was shot, you have your gore and your gruesome, and it's the tight quarters where it's just very well choreographed as well. Everybody knows what they're doing. There's a lot going on in the background at the same time as a lot going on in the foreground. And you can tell that all these people don't really know what they're doing. And that's the first time that we see the weapon really work in the movie.
I'll say this. The way that Vaughn shot that, it looked like it was done in one continuous take. Can you imagine like screwing that up and then you have to reset the scene after all the chaos that's going on? That's a long fucking day at work. I'll say that.
Okay, impacts on pop culture. Jeff.
So this is a movie that, even though it's getting a sequel, I don't think a lot of people, it's not really on their radar. It's kind of more on the peripheral space because it's not quite a comic book movie because it's made off a graphic novel, and you know it didn't really get the marketing and the initial push. I think it had almost like a cult following to spur the sequel. I think with the Golden Circle coming out soon, which is the reason we're doing this review, I think this could become a franchise because it's Americanizing it. It's adding some bigger actors, so stateside it'll do a lot better. And now that word has gotten out, this movie's not a secret anymore. So I wish this had a bigger impact than it did. But I think the second one is where we're going to really see an impact on pop culture.
Banner.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those movies that really rides that line of being real gruesome and raunchy, but yet still has a good through line and a good story that they can build on. And I think we're starting to see that in movies now. I mean, you had in the past, you've got either these really raunchy, funny, gruesome movies, or you have these movies that have good stories. And we're starting to see those two almost genres meld together, kind of like Deadpool did. I think Deadpool is another good example that rides those two lines and rides that fence really well. And then again, it's another example of a movie or a show that's based on a comic book or a graphic novel that people going into it may not actually understand or know that it's based on a graphic novel. And that's something that is slowly starting to come out more and more.
So my impact is I felt like I was tricked watching this movie, and this is why, and Banner hinted at it. I knew that this was some form of literature, and when I looked it up before I watched the movie, it wasn't a comic book, it was a graphic novel. And when someone says the word graphic novel to me, I can see it on my DVD case right now. I think of Sin City. And this movie is not even close to that. And I was going to get past it that it was kind of a spy movie, which I wasn't into. And basically the premise of it, I just didn't get. I mean, I got it. They did it in the first Batman, and they teased it in Sarah Marshall like a mobile phone could kill you and have an agenda. I was like, why don't you just, find a way to shut off the chip? The battle's over. The whole premise of it of Sam Jackson controlling the world through a mobile phone chip or whatever, I was like, everything in this movie I've already seen before. That's why the impact was low for me, and I'll take it off rewatchability. I mean, hopefully I won't have to watch it again unless one of you T-Bags make me go see this, the second one. Hopefully you guys can take care of the review because I don't really like it. There's some people that out there that probably like it. Whoever likes spy movies, you'll be into this. I'm just not. So, Jeff.
If you think in modern day that people will just not use their cell phones, even at the risk of being mind controlled, I would venture to leave your house right now and go to like your local mall and watch all the 13-year-olds. Rewatchability, guys. What channel is this always on? FX.
It's been on 4 times this week.
They need to sponsor this podcast because we just pump them up all day. We're basically like Balco, and they're like any player on the San Francisco Giants in the early 2000s. I like this movie, but it's not something I'm going to buy. If it's on TV, I will watch till the next commercial. I feel like I say that a lot, but it's a fun film, man. There's a lot of good scenes. I'll watch it again.
Banner.
Yeah, again, I really like this movie, but admittedly, I've maybe seen it twice since it came out. If it's on TV, I'll sit down and I'll watch it. till the next commercial. Maybe I'll go pee and then watch till the following one. But yeah, it's not one that I watch a whole lot. But I like it.
There you have it, fans. 2 to 3. So if you think that I should just go and kill myself because you think I suck on this pod, then you should go watch this movie.
No, don't.
Like
now, I'm pretty sure that Guy, you're gonna have to go see it Thursday night with us to do a review on the new one.
I'll be there. Okay, check out our website, broforsquad.com. We got a lot of blogs up there. We also have a Broforce Squad Hall of Fame that you want to check out. We're on Twitter at Broforce Squad, Facebook, Broforce Squad Podcast. And, of course, you can find all of our content on YouTube and iTunes. Subscribe to both and leave us a comment. Till then, we'll see you later.
Hello, Eggsy.